What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. We are back with another This Week in Destiny, giving you the full breakdown for the up and coming week. This week sees the finale of the Bladed Path quest. We have a brand new mission called Sunder. On top of that we see the return of the Grandmaster catch-up node, as well as a new featured raid this week. On top of that, we have a full breakdown of all the weekly rituals, the lost sectors, the challenges, and so much more. So be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below. And remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 60% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed. So make sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to ensure you don't miss an update. But without further delay, guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. This week is week 7 of Season of the Witch, and with that we see the finale of the Bladed Path quest. This week we'll see the launch of a new mission called Sunder, which throws open the gates and a challenge from Xivu Araf's deadly forces, and we need to defeat them in order to enact Erismorn's final ritual. It sounded like an absolutely epic finale to this season's main quest. Now, if you're fully up to date with the seasonal quest up until this point, by completing the final mission this week, you'll also complete a seasonal triumph, which will unlock the Laminos exotic sparrow. Now, as you can see, this is a very unique cosmetic item, very Amankara in terms of the way that it looks. Could this be a sign of what we can expect next season? I guess anything is really possible at this point. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Now, as well as picking up that sparrow by completing the final mission, you'll also complete 2 of the triumphs needed for the Haruspex seal. This is the exclusive seal for Season 22, so fully expect to see plenty of those roaming around the tower shortly after this week's weekly reset. Now, with Nightfalls and Grandmaster Nightfalls entering a new rotation this week, we do see the return of the Grandmaster Nightfall catch-up node. This means if you're looking to pick up the Conqueror seal or gild it if you've earned it previously, you'll be able to manually select the remaining Nightfalls and complete them to pick up and earn the relevant seal. Now, regardless of the Nightfall you choose to run, the Nightfall exclusive loot will remain the same, and once you've completed each of the remaining Nightfalls, they'll be removed from your Nightfall list. Therefore, meaning once you pick up the seal or gild it, then this will leave the featured Nightfall for the remainder of the week. Now, next up we're going to move on to the exotic mission Rotator, and this week's featured exotic mission is the Presage. Now, this is the home to the Dead Man's Tail, the exotic scout rifle, which is now craftable with a new trait pool this season. Now, you will need to either own Beyond Light or the Season of the Chosen to access this, and as well as the Dead Man's Tail, you can also pick up all the seasonal weapons and opulent weapons from Season of the Haunted. This includes the Nezarex's Whisper, Bump in the Night, the Tears of Contrition, the Hollow Denial, the Firefright, and the Without Remorse. And as for the opulent weapons, you have the Ostringer, the Drang, the Beloved, the Callous Mini Tool, and on top of those you have the Eidolon Pursuant armor set. Now, some of these opulent weapons are definitely still very desirable, especially if you're still looking to earn Deep Sight Resonance versions of them. So if you are looking to still pick up the patterns, then make sure to jump into Presage upon this week's weekly reset. Now, next up we're going to move on to the featured raid and dungeon content for the week. Now, this week sees a brand new featured raid appearing for the first time in the featured Rotator in Destiny 2. That comes in the form of the Root of Nightmares, and this was the raid that launched back in Lightfall. Now, Root of Nightmares is one of the more accessible raids in Destiny 2. It still has some great weapons and unique looking armor, and much like all the other raids, when this raid is featured, all the challenges are available too, which is absolutely ideal if you're looking to pick up the relevant seal or you have any particular challenges you need to complete to finish it. So as well as completing those and farming all the encounters for weapons and loot, you can also farm Nezarec, the final boss, to get your hands on the conditional finality. This is arguably one of the best exotic raid weapons we've had in Destiny 2 for quite some time, and is extremely popular, especially inside the Crucible. So with that being said, make sure to jump into the Root of Nightmares, finish those challenges to increase your loot drop chances, and farm Nezarec, the final boss, to pick up this awesome exotic reward. Now, alongside the Root of Nightmares, we see Duality return as the featured dungeon. Now, Duality launched back in Season of the Haunted, and it's actually one of the best places to farm Artifice armor. Now, whilst we can't cheese Artifice armor like we could in a previous season, Keitel, the final boss, is arguably a much quicker encounter than those found over in the Grasp of Avarice. Now, Artifice Armor is some of the most desirable armor in the game because it gives you a free stat bump on each armor piece you pick up. So if you're looking to round out your stats and effectively mid-max your builds, I highly recommend at least getting a Artifice class item where you can, and ensure you jump into the duality upon this week's weekly reset. Now from here, we're going to move over to Dares of Eternity and the 30th Anniversary Pack activity. Once again, alongside the Scatterhorn armor set, we see the return of the Pathfinder's armor set from Season of the Lost. Naturally, with Season of the Lost armor, we do get all the Season of the Lost weapons as well, including the Fractathist, the Chrysuria Mellow, the Vulpecula, the Wolf-Tone Draw, the Iota Draconis, the Canis Major, the Contingency Plan, the Legal Action 2, the Outrageous Fortune, the Steel Sybil, and also the Spoiler Alert Sidearm. Now, some of these weapons are still incredibly strong, so whether you're looking to get god rolls on those, or you're looking just to fill out your collections and pick up some of the armor for your transmog collection, then be sure to make the most of these loot offerings over in Dares of Eternity this week. Now from here, we're going to move on to the weekly rituals, and with the return of the Grandmaster catch-up node, we see the return of the Lightblade as the featured Nightfall and Grandmaster Nightfall for the week. Now, Lightblade was perceived as one of the most difficult Nightfalls in the rotation, but with the introduction of heists into the rotation this season, there certainly seems to be some harder challenges available. Now, with that being said, it can still be a tricky Nightfall to work through, but if you and your team can pull this off, then the Loaded Question is available as a Nightfall exclusive reward. If your team can run this on Grandmaster difficulty and pick up a Platinum Medal by taking out all the champions, then this will drop as a guaranteed Adept Nightfall reward. Now moving over to the Crucible, this week sees the return of Clash alongside Momentum Control. Now Clash offers the perfect team deathmatch experience, with Momentum Control offering something completely different with extremely fast time to kill. With that being said though, Momentum Control can have some pretty fast games. If you're still looking to earn some of the pinnacle rewards for these vendors over in the tower, which you'll need if you're looking to level up your Guardian rank, then make sure to jump into one of those 2 game modes over the course of the week. Now from here, we're going to move on to the Lost Sector calendar for week 7. This week kicks off over in the Velis Labyrinth and will be offering exotic boots. As for Wednesday, you can head over to the Exodus Garden 2A for a chance for exotic gauntlets. Thursday, you can head over to Sepulture for another shot at those exotic chest pieces. And with the return of Trials on the weekend, you can head over to Extraction on Friday for a chance at exotic helmets. The Metamorphosis returns on Saturday for a second chance at exotic boots. The K-Run Revelation over on the Moon returning to rotation on Sunday, offering another chance for a pair of exotic gauntlets. And we'll round out the week over in K1 Communion on Monday, which will be offering up exotic chest pieces. So as always, if you're still looking to pick up some of the new exotic armor pieces from Season of the Witch, or even Season of the Deep and Season of Defiance, then make sure to plan your week accordingly. And if you want to check out this calendar in full for yourself, make sure to do so over in Today in Destiny, and the full link to that is down in the video description below. And finally, to round out the week, we're going to check out the seasonal challenges, and there are 9 seasonal challenges for week 7 of Season of the Witch. The first is called Acolyte's Ascent 7, so here you need to complete week 7 of the Bladed Path quest. That's followed by Power Caster, so here you need to defeat combatants with power weapons in Season of the Witch activities. That's followed by Ritual Rampage, so here you need to rapidly defeat combatants and defeat challenging combatants in the Altars of Summoning. That's followed by Boomsayer, so for this you need to defeat targets with rocket launchers or machine guns, and you'll earn bonus progress by defeating Guardians or by defeating combatants in Season of the Witch activities. That's followed by Lost in the Legend, so here you need to complete a Lost Sector on Legend difficulty or higher. That's followed by Guardian Spirit, so here you need to assist your allies via revives, healing, overshields, and subclass buffs in Vanguard, Gambit, and Crucible playlists. Next we have Gotta Win Them All, so here you need to complete activities in Vanguard, Gambit, and Crucible playlists. You'll get bonus progress for completing Vanguard playlist activities at Hero difficulty or higher, or by winning Gambit or Crucible games. Next we have Enlightened Gambit, so here you need to defeat targets with the Arc, Solar, or Void subclass equipped whilst in Gambit, and you'll earn bonus progress for Ability Final Blows and Guardian Final Blows. And the final challenge for this week is called Rapid Precision, so so he needs to get rapid precision final blows, and bonus progress is granted for every defeated target after the second one. Now that challenge made no sense last season, and it still makes no sense this season. That being said though, they do at least all offer Challenger XP if you're still looking to level up your season pass or unlock artifact mods, and some offer Bright Dust, which is absolutely ideal if you intend on visiting Tess upon this week's weekly reset. So there we have it guys, a good look on everything that you can expect for week 7 of Season of the Witch. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.